introduction, definition of concept, the relationship of positive reframing and cognitive behavior therapy. We're going to look at the differences between negative and positive thinking. What are the gains of positive thinking? And then the steps we need to take in positive reframing. We'll then go into the question and answer session before we close. Once again, I welcome all of you to this monthly learning event. I want to start with this video clip. I circulated it. It's trending now. Some of you may have seen it, but let us start from here. All right, I'll just take you a few steps back before sharing the video. Now, the outline is this: introduction, definition of concept, the relationship between positive framing and cognitive behavior therapy. We're going to look at the differences between negative and positive thinking. Then we go on to the gains of positive thinking, and then the steps in acquiring positive reframing. We'll take a couple of questions and answer, and then we close. I said some of you may have seen this, but as an icebreaker, let me play this video. And please indicate if you can see it and is playing at your end.
I had many elephants, but one elephant was very powerful, very obedient, very skillful, and the best in the fighting skills. In many wars, he was sent on the battlefield and he would return only after being victorious. He was the most loved elephant of the king out of hundreds and thousands. Time went by and the elephant started getting old. The king did not send him to the battlefield anymore, but he still remained a part of the king's team. Because whenever the king saw him, he felt good, he felt happy. The elephant once went to the lake for a drink. His feet got stuck in the mud there and he started sinking into it. He tried a lot, but he couldn't pull himself out of the mud. People around knew the elephant was in trouble by the sound of his screams. This news also reached the king. There was panic because everybody knew he was the king's favorite. The king reached there and all other people gathered around the elephant and made various efforts to get him out. But there was no way out. It was not some small animal. It was an elephant. In the meantime, an old retired minister from the king's court was passing by. After understanding the situation, he spoke to the king and suggested that the battle drums be played around the lake. The listeners found bizarre. However, as soon as the drums of war started ringing, there was a change in the behavior of the troubled elephant. The elephant slowly stood up and then pulled himself out of the mud on his own. Everybody around was shocked. There wasn't a lack of physical ability in the elephant. Just the need to infuse enthusiasm within was required, and that was done. To maintain enthusiasm in life, it is necessary that humans maintain a purposeful thinking and mindset and do not let despair dominate. Now, why did I tell you all? In today's challenging times, we all need to infuse enthusiasm in ourselves and the people around us. By playing these battle drums, we need to celebrate abundance of good health, joy, happiness, love, and we have to stop talking about these tough times and how these tough times have been treating us. There is a lot of good happening, guys. We have to see it, and let's be grateful for all.
All right, I'm going to allow 4 people to unmute. Put up your hand and tell us what lesson. Put up your hand. I will call you, or Dr. Ebukwe will call you and tell us if there has been any lesson learned from the story of the elephant. Yetunde or Debbie, cousin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Justin International also.
Okay, you go ahead and take control of it.
Okay, sir. Yetunde or Debbie, please go ahead, and then Justin.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this. My takeaway from that video is to be grateful for what we have and not to focus on the negative. Thank you. Thank you,
Yetunde. Yetunde is joining us from London. Who is next?
Justin International Group of Schools, Dr. Nnamdi Otone. Go ahead, please. Dr. Otone, you have the floor.
Unmute and tell us the lesson learned. What's your takeaway?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the platform. I learned that most times the challenges we have are not going to be met by extrinsic solutions. Most of the time, the solutions are internal. We just need the right pull, circumstances, motivation
from internal drive and motivation
to remind us of what we have inside of us. It's not really going to come from outside. Like someone said, success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. No one is going to perspire for you. No one is going to do the hard work for you. You need to do the due diligence. And so when they reminded the elephant of what it had inside of him, it became a battle warlord once again and pulled himself out. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Aderemi Aromiwura, you have the floor. Go ahead and make your contribution.
All right, thanks. Nice being here. The fact that sometimes we underrate ourselves. When situations are in right environment, we may not limit our possibilities. Thank you.
So let's take the last one, Dr. Ibokwe, please.
Okay. He just spoke.
Oh, so we have 4 already.
Oh, okay.
No, 3.
The 4th one, if there is none, we'll go on. Generally, it is human nature to think the worst situation and see things in the negative light, most especially when things are not going the way we envisage or we would like them to be. Positive reframing is an attitudinal change, a change of mindset, a paradigm shift that think that things are never as bad as they seem. When that elephant was stuck in the mud, some will assume that was the end of the elephant. Some will say, well, it's spent. Why don't we just bury it there? Why don't we shoot it? Why don't we take the life out of it? Positive reframing says there are opportunities even in unfortunate situations and events. The whole idea is that you can find a silver lining in every situation. If you know how and where to look, there's always something to be grateful for. Let me tell you that events are natural of their own. Situations are natural. Our thoughts, we often assume that they're facts. Thoughts are not facts. Neither are ideas facts. Human beings reflect and use things that has happened in the past to determine how we view situation and the action we take for the future. We use our perception, our life experiences to interpret and label events, even people and situation, either in the negative or the positive light. This label affects the way we think, feel, and how our minds operate. Suffice to say that events are neutral, situations are neutral, and what we feel are not facts. They are just our feelings, the product of our emotions. Simply defined, positive reframing involves thinking about a negative or a challenging situation in a positive manner. It is about turning things on its head so that we can begin to see the sunny side of life, to see people, to see situations, to see events from what can be gained or lesson that can be learned from even an adversarial situation. Positive reframing can be explained as a technique that can help us to see the other side of an event, other people and their behavior, problems and challenges in the positive light. Positive reframing is a time-honored method used in cognitive behavior therapy to overcome stress, anxiety, and depression. It is a method of looking at things in a way that can create less stress and promote a sense of inner peace, calmness, and control. It is a way of looking at things positively and thus changing one experience and expectation. You can change the situation, but you cannot change how you see them. Now, the differences between negative and positive thinking. Negative thinking includes thought characterized by negative perception, expectation, possible outcomes, and consequences. So if you look at situation from the negative perspective, the outcome is likely to be negative. The consequences is going to be negative. Negative thinking can hinder one's ability to function effectively in everyday life when it becomes habitual. If you do things negatively in a routine manner, you will be living a negative life. So take steps to reframe your thoughts in a healthier, positive manner so that you can be happy. Reframing negative thoughts involves positive thinking. So when we talk of positive reframing, the first step is that rather than see negativity in everything, we begin to see the positive side of them. We begin to ask ourselves what lessons can be learned from the situation and how we can, what positive outcome can, and that's what the advisor to the king did with the elephant. Play your war music. This elephant will begin to see things from the perspective of winning his war, and then he will be a winner by getting out of being stuck in the mud. According to the Mayo Clinic, when we think positively, it helps us to reduce anxiety and stress. Positive thinking lower the risk of depression. Those who take positive outlook to life hardly will go into a depression. Positive thinkers live longer. Positive thinking increases the grace for longevity of life and increases our lifespan. Positive thinking increases our cardiovascular health. Those who think positively have less of heart problem and they tend to be healthier where the issue of their heart is concerned. Positive thinking provides us with coping skills like resilience skills and adversity management skills. Positive thinking attracts new opportunities because we begin to see things from what good they can yield as against the bad and negative outcome that they can bring. Positive thinking strengthens relationships. We like to have high energy, positive thinkers as friends because mood is infectious. When you are with happy people, you tend to be happy. When you are with moody people, people who are downcast, it will also affect your mood. So positive thinking strengthens relationship. It helps us to change our attitude for the better. It changes our worldview, the way we see things and view the world. It teaches us to respond and not to react to people and situation in a positive manner. Notice the difference between responding appropriately to situation and reacting inappropriately to situation. Positive thinking promotes a sense of gratitude and appreciation. And when you have a positive attitude of gratitude, you will always be happy and enjoy a relative level of peace. Well, where we are, let us take this quotation together. 1, 2, go. It isn't what happens to you, but how you react that matters.
To what matters.
So you don't have to unmute. Let's say it to ourselves one more time. 1, 2, go. It isn't what happens to you, but how you react that matters. The technical name for positive reframing is cognitive reframing. Cognitive distortions are unpleasant thoughts that are extreme, exaggerated, and not consistent with the reality. When things happen and we react, in Yoruba, for instance, they will say, oh, mokuo, that is, I'm dead, or beselele yo, that is, this cognitive, negative cognitive reaction. But cognitive therapy is CTB is a form of therapy that teaches how to reform thought to more realistic and pragmatic perspective. It is a technique that can be used to transform the way we see things, shift our perspectives, alter our feelings, thoughts, and behavior to be more realistic and lead to a more positive, less stressful, healthier, and happy life. What are the steps we need to take to positively reframe our thoughts? Number 1, learn about thinking pattern to become a positive thinker and engage the skills of positive reframing. Number 1, you need to learn about the thinking pattern. The first step to reframing is to learn about negative thinking patterns that may increase your anxiety and stress load. For example, pessimists view their experiences in more negative ways. They therefore tend to suffer more stress, more adversity, burn out in the place of work. They may even go into depression, and pessimists tend to commit suicide. Optimists, on the other hand, take a more positive view of life. They see the cup as always being half full and never half empty. Optimistic people have the abundant mindset. When you think your glass is half filled. It means it has the potential to be full, even to overflowing. But if your mindset is half empty, it means that which you have, even life itself, is ebbing away. Being optimistic, they tend to be more determined and therefore more successful. They see opportunities and not negativity. So educating yourself about thinking patterns and how they affect and influence people set the foundation for positive reframing. See life in the positive light as against being negative. So I ask you, even with what is happening around us, do you see opportunities or do you see dooms? Is your cup half empty or your cup half filled? The second thing you need to do is to monitor your thoughts. Watch your thoughts. The next step to effective positive framing is to monitor your thoughts. The first is to know your thought pattern, whether you tend to be optimistic or pessimistic, that is, you are positive or negative. The next step is to monitor your thoughts, to watch your thought. When you notice that your thought lines are dipping into the negative, take control of your thoughts and think things that are bright and beautiful. You know that biblical saying, as a man thinketh, so he will become. This has to do with the concept of self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say things will work out right and fine for you, nature has a way of making things work right and fine. On the other hand, if you cut and think disaster, what is likely is that things will go wrong and you will fail and things will turn wrong and they will sure not be in the positive light. The third step in positive reframing is to be reminded that your thoughts are not fact, neither are your feelings fact. Every event is neutral. You are not in control of that which happens to you, but you are in control of your attitude towards them, to think that they are negative or fact or positive. Once you notice your thoughts are slipping into the gray area of negativity, examine the truth and accuracy of your thought. Challenge every negative thought with very objective and realistic thought. Sometimes we say things are going wrong, whereas it is the figment of our imagination. There is always a silver lining at the end of the cloud. The next thing you need to do is to change your thought from negative to positive. As I said a minute ago, there's a silver lining in every situation. Look for the good in that situation. My wife has a philosophy to life which say defeat opportunity quality. Defeat opportunity quality. I think thinking is always that in the middle of every difficulty, there is an opportunity. Defeat opportunity quality. So look for the silver lining. There are lessons to be learned in every situation to your benefit. Look for the gift in every situation. We all know the story of the man who invented the light bulb. He failed severally, 999 times, but he took a positive attitude saying that as not to do things. So let us see our failure to learn. I always like recommending the book by Maxwell. Fail, you can learn from your brain or change your negative thought for positive thought and will change life. Afraid of boost your health, your wealth. So the positive framing mechanism times we are for being part of this short presentation. I will give room for people to ask questions. Dr. Igbokwe, can you take over the question and answer session, please?
Thank you very much, sir, for the amazing